Hey y'all, so I'm here. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 2 episode 3. I know I did not review the first 2 episodes, but I did watch them. Um I really tried with Lisa. I tried to come into the season and give everybody a clean slate. But Lisa is continuously reminding me why she doesn't deserve a clean slate. Let's get on, okay? So we start out with Heather. Heather is at the beauty lab and she's talking about like expanding it, buying a new building and all of the stuff like that. Shout out to Heather. She's cool people, she seems like. She then calls Whitney to tell Whitney that she had met up with Jen. So the previous episode, her and Jen met up at like, I don't know, it was cool though, the little ice little castle that they did. I don't really understand Heather's infatuation, I guess, with Jen. I don't understand why she feels so like drawn to her. Like, Jen is toxic, negative. Ooh, she got a lot going on for real. So they talked about that, and you know how her and Jen, they talked and they laughed and like they're best friends again. So yeah, they did that. She asked Whitney, she was like, do you think, you guys can work it out? And Whitney, she was like, I mean, I guess I'll try to talk to her. So then we go on to Lisa and Jen and some other person. I think her name was Kathy, Katie Beth, I don't know, something like that. And they went ski biking. I have never in my life heard of ski biking. I feel like it's something that I would do. I would prefer to do that than to do like actual, yeah, like that's a little bit too much for me. So they did that. And now apparently now Lisa and Jen are like best friends. Now I don't know what Jen Shaw has on Lisa, but she has something because, and goes even back to last season. I don't understand the defending of Jen the way that Lisa does, like in this whole Meredith situation. Like, it just does not make sense to me. So anyway, they all sitting down and stuff, and please tell me that y'all caught when Jen was saying to Lisa, because she's told her how she wants them to go ice fishing, right? All the girls. So she was like, oh, I need all of this information about you. I need like your name, your height, your all of this, your ID and stuff. And she says, don't worry, it's not like I'm trying to steal your identity or anything. Girl, Jen Shaw is R. Kelly. Bitch, you're telling on yourself. That's the second time this season. I won't say that you told on yourself, but I don't know if it was like the first episode or something like that where she said, oh, I'm not going to go to jail or something. And then now this one, you're talking about you're not going to steal her identity. That's that subconscious kicking in. And she did the little, and that's exactly what you did, pretty much. You were scamming these old people. Wow. Snitching on yourself. Amazing. Amazing. So, yeah. So, like I said, so she talks about them going ice fishing. And then Lisa brings up Meredith again and their whole situation. And Jen's like, I'm tired of apologizing to Meredith. Now, like, I don't know if it was last episode, maybe, I think, when Jen was talking to Lisa and Jenny about it, Bravo flashed back how many different times that Jen apologized. Jen does apologize, but an apology doesn't mean anything if there's no change in behavior behind that. That is Jen Shaw's problem. Jen will apologize. She ain't got no problem apologizing, but she got a problem not doing what it is that she's apologizing for, because she's gonna keep doing it, and then she's gonna turn around and say, oh, well, I already apologized for that. Well, it doesn't matter if you're gonna keep still doing it. Who the fuck cares? So they talk about that, and then Lisa talks about how Heather and Whitney wants a problem. Girl, I don't even care about Lisa. I don't care. Moving on. Mary, she was out with her son, and that was I don't know what her son was eating, but it looked so good. I'm actually really hungry right now. I'm definitely eating after I get off this camera. I'm starving. So yeah, that was a cute little scene. Moving on. Jenny. I didn't talk about Jenny because this is my first episode. I think so far Jenny is okay. I stand for her daughter. Her daughter needs her own like show on like Nickelodeon, like Layla got. Get that little girl her own show. She got so much personality. She is funny as hell. Now, Janae, we gonna get to how you got me fucked up at the end of this episode. You kind of, I don't like a little bit of what you did in the episode, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about her and her family. They was doing these science projects. They do it like every Saturday. I think that's such like a cute like routine to do. Like I said, her daughter needs her own show. So then her and her husband, they go into like some room. It looked like they probably call it like their den. That's what I'm gonna say, because they got a nice house. And so her husband was talking about wanting to have more kids. Now when Jenny got on the show, she talked about how her husband, you know, wants her to have another child, but I think she's had like, I don't want to get it wrong, but she's had a lot of miscarriages, and you know, it's pretty much like really risky, and he just kept like trying to push her about doing it. It was giving me very much so Bling Empire. If y'all don't know, Bling Empire on Netflix, wonderful reality show. Please go look at it. It was giving me very much that, like, I don't want another kid, and you're sitting here, they already have 3 children. Why are you trying to risk my life to have another kid? And we already got 3. Like, you seem cool enough. What is his name? Dewey? I think that's her husband's name or some shit like that. You seem cool, but like, let's bring it down a couple notches. Leave the woman the hell alone, okay? So Meredith has this thing over at her house, this thing where she has like pretty much people come over and look at the clothes and the fashions, I guess, that she in particular has. So other people come over. Mary is the only person from the girls that come over and stuff. Mary, your hair is a whole lot better this season. Them wigs, they could be better, but they look a whole lot better than they did last season. Anyway, so Brooks, Meredith, and Mary sits down. Now, Meredith says that pretty much Brooks and Mary kind of like have this connection now because, you know, of everything that Jen has been doing online in regards to Brooks, retweeting stuff, liking stuff, you know, homophobic tweets and stuff like that. And you know, so Brooks is just, I mean, Brooks and Meredith pretty much are just like, I don't think, you know, they don't like how she's doing that. It's not cool. And mostly, I think Meredith's biggest problem is that you're like putting, okay, let me get this right. I think Meredith's biggest problem is that technically Brooks has not come out the closet, right? Even though from the outside looking in, you can maybe assume or kind of guess that Brooks is probably, you know, gay, but he's never come out of the closet and said that officially. So Meredith's whole thing is like, you're trying to put something on my child that they haven't even themselves come like to reckon with. And not only that, but you're being very homophobic, like, and don't fuck with my kids. Meredith, I fuck with Meredith. Meredith is me. Bitch, don't come for my kids. Like, you can do a lot of things, but not my children. I know Brooks is grown, but that's still my child. So, let's not, okay? So, all right. So, we get to everybody going ice fishing, okay? I think, who got there first? Well, obviously, Jen was there first. And then Jenny rode with Lisa because that's like her into the group. Her and Lisa are cool. Then Heather and Whitney come. Now, Jenny says she already knows Heather because of the beauty lab, and she knows Whitney because anybody who got a stripper pole in their house, you gonna know them. So she talks about, so she knows them. When Lisa came in, Lisa gave a hug to Whitney. First of all, Whitney, you look amazing in that yellow ensemble that you have with the like long hair. You looked amazing. But Whitney is like, oh, I got a hug from Lisa. Okay, all right. I'm like, right. So Jen said that she asked Mary to go, but Mary said she don't like fishing, so she ain't going. I feel her. And then Meredith said that she wasn't coming. Now that's what Meredith said, but then we pan over and we see Meredith pulling up, pulling up. Okay, I was like, oh yes, Meredith came here to curse Jen the fuck out and go home. Now, Mary did tell Meredith at the little thing at her house, like, well, you know, if she's inviting you somewhere, that's your opening pretty much to go in and tell her exactly how you feel. So that's what she did. So Meredith comes over and Meredith sits down. She says to Jen, she was like, look, I told you to stop talking about my son, but you did not do that. You were constantly liking homophobic tweets. And, you know, you had a live where you said that you didn't think he was really out of the closet. Like, you just keep making references to my child and their sexuality, and I'm tired of it. Now, Jen snaps, and she's like, that's not true. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And so Meredith, she's like, so you never liked the tweet that was homophobic about my son? No, I never did that. I bet. So she pulls out her phone and, you know, shows, and it comes up on the screen that she liked something. And she was like, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. Somebody works for me, and they did that. And it's just like, girl, and Meredith was me. Meredith got up and she was like, I'm done, because I don't have time for you to be sitting up here and denying shit that we all know that you actually did. If you want to be my friend, you're gonna tell the truth, but don't sit up here on my face and try to make it seem like I'm losing my mind or I'm stupid or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, there's really something wrong with Jen Shaw, for real. And so then when Meredith is walking away, Lisa is running after her and she's like, no, 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 like you need to listen to her. And Meredith's like, she's a liar and I'm not dealing with a liar. And then Jenny, this is where my problem with Jenny comes in. Now Jenny comes over and now you have both Lisa and Jenny telling Meredith, oh, you need to calm down and you need to listen to her. What is there to listen to? If you're not going to be honest, if you're going to sit in my face and blatantly lie, I literally gave you photographic evidence of something you did and you still sat in my face and said, no, I didn't do that. I can't have a conversation with nobody like that because see, I'm going to punch you in your face. At least that's me. But I understand like that's frustrating. You're literally denying evidence that's right here. So then that means that we can't have a real conversation if that's the case. Now, my problem with Jenny is that I feel like, Jenny, you don't really, you know Meredith through Lisa and you just kind of met Jen, but you don't know their friendship. Now, I can understand Jenny was annoyed because she's like, I didn't come out here for this. I just came here to fish. I get that, but you haven't been friends with both of these people long enough or in this group long enough to feel like you can bum rush and be like, look, it's just as simple. Do you want to be her friend? Yes. Do you want to be her friend? Yes. Okay, so then everybody needs to just talk and listen to Jen. No, that's not your place, Jenny, because you really don't even understand what was going on. And like Meredith said, Jenny and Lisa are both like, oh, just listen to her. Oh, it's fine. No, Jen Shaw could kick fucking rocks because she's a fucking liar and a manipulator and a scammer, allegedly. Okay? So no, there is no coming to terms with somebody who can't even be honest about no shit. So, then they bring Jen over or whatever to talk, and then Meredith again explains like, you are hurting my child. Like that is my kid at the end of the day. And I told you to stop talking about my kid. You don't think about how a 20-year-old feels when you making those type of remarks and he don't even understand or come to terms with his sexuality himself. And then here comes Jen. Whoa, what about my kids? Bitch, what? Everybody was like, what? Me and Meredith, what? What do you mean? What about your kids, bitch? And she's like, well, I mean, if Brooks wouldn't have said what he said about my vagina, then, oh, girl, bye. And like Meredith ended up saying at the end, it always has to be about Jen. It's, what about me? What about my kids? What about, girl, you put your legs up to the high heavens. He seen your vagina. That's what happened. What do you mean? Your kids are, what do you mean? You got your nerve to try to say that what Brooke said might have affected your kids. No, your actions on this show affected, if anything, affected your children. Damn sure affected your damn marriage. Your whole attitude, your demeanor, all of that affects your kids. Okay? Not Brooke seeing your vagina. And actually, he would have never seen your vagina if your actions would have been to be a lady, sit down and keep your legs closed. What do you mean? So I'm with Meredith. Like, it always got to be about her. And Meredith was fucking done. And she said Meredith was so mad her damn glasses went flying. I know that's right. And Jen is incapable of true responsibility. She comes back to them, to Whitney and Heather, and she was like, why is it that I'm not responsible for everything that goes wrong? Why is it always me? Because again, you do not take... There's a difference. You can apologize 1,000,010 times, but if you're not truly taking responsibility, and not only that, but if you're continuously doing the same things that you apologize for, that apology is no longer valid. It's not. It's null and void. So yes, you apologized to Meredith before, during the reunion, but you kept doing shit. And again, I don't really understand. I really honestly think Jen has to have something on Lisa. Has to. Because this don't make no sense otherwise. And again, I like Jenny, but I feel like in this situation, you really didn't know enough of what was going on. You ain't been in this group long enough. Because honestly, if I was any, I would have been like, who are you talking to? Because I'm talking to her. I'm not talking to you. But other than that, I like Jenny. I think she's cool. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. Get in the comments. I'm out. Bye.